saying you're stupid, someone's saying you're crazy. But what did anyone notice? Did anyone notice anything about that video? Anyone? It's probably so shocking that you're saying the first thing in church. It's like, what the heck is going on, right? But there were no positive messages, yes? You can identify with it, okay? But did you notice that the me got smaller and smaller? Every time a negative statement was given to that mind, the me got smaller. But the me got smaller because it began to accept that message. And oftentimes, we are these magnificent beings, spiritual beings that have come to this planet to live in grace, in love, being that the basis of life is freedom and the purpose of life being joy. We've come here to experience a joyous experience. But conditioning, things that have taken place in our lives, things that have been said, are resonating with us deeply. We have taken them on and we've allowed them to become our truths. Now, the lady up here that you see on the screen is Wilma Rudolph. Anybody familiar with Wilma? Wilma was born with polio. She had lost total use of her left leg. The doctor said that she would never walk again. Her mother said she would. She chose to listen to her mother. What are the choices that we're making today? That's what's happening with us. So what's in our hands? Competing thoughts, maybe? A competing thought happens when we have a goal or an idea or a dream in mind, and at the same time, this fear or this anxiety of it not being able to happen or it's not being able to accomplish it. There's a continuous dialogue that's taking place in our minds every single day. Do we have thoughts of feeling less than worthy because of someone sharing those negative statements to us as children? Or as we grew older, we accepted these things as our truth, we heard them. The interesting thing about the human mind is that when we are told something, good, bad, or indifferent, we look for proof. And the universe is so magnificent that it will give us proof of whatever we're looking for. That's our choice in life. Talking ourselves out of our good. Wow. How many times have we thought of doing something? Thought of going forward in life? And then there's this other voice on our shoulder or in the back of our minds telling us all the reasons why it can't happen. How many dreams that we have had are we allowing to go stillborn, unable to be expressed, unable to give life because of our own anxieties or our fears? Imelda Shankin said it like this: our mind is our world. Our thoughts are the tools with which we carve our life story on the substance of the universe. Powerful statement. Our mind is our world. We create our experience daily. Every moment of our lives, we are creators. We cannot not create. Each of our thoughts are prayers. So, if we're holding on to a thought, unity teaching is whatever you think about, you bring about. Unity teachings is what we think about, we bring about. So what is our predominant focus? Where are we placing? Now, I've said oftentimes that we are spiritual beings having this human experience. Meaning that if we are spiritual, there are no limitations. There's nothing blocking our good other than ourselves and our own thoughts. And I'm suggesting that it's time that we take charge. Imelda also says, when you rule your mind, you rule your world. Now, we are reality-producing machines. Think about that. We are reality-producing machines. We're creating our own realities in our own minds every single day. I use this example. I often say that we could be sitting here talking, maybe you and I, Donna, we're having a conversation. And as someone walks in the door, we just break out laughing, right? And they're wondering, well, what is she laughing about? Are they laughing at me? 8 out of 10 times, we draw that conclusion that someone is laughing or they're maybe talking about us. But who has created that reality? We have, in our own minds. And my point is, if we are that creative, which we are, if we are that powerful, which we are, what is stopping us from creating the realities that we desire? You see, this universe, this powerful thing, this thing that's in and all around us, is at our beckoning call. And it is responding to us. Life is not happening to us. It is responding to us. So what are we asking you to do? We have free will. We have free want. How many of us are using our free will over our free want? You see, the life that we are living are only the lives that we're giving ourselves permission to live. Sometimes we have to do that. We have to literally say, I give myself permission to live. I give myself permission to operate within my power. I want to share this with you, for those of you who don't know. I am Anthony Chambers. I'm a personal power coach and motivational speaker. And what I do, my mission in life, is to elevate the consciousness of this planet, be it collectively or one individual at a time, to come into the understanding of your innate, your intrinsic value, and your power. And through the acceptance of this, you discover joy. Because you realize that you have the ability to create your life experience. You see, we have situations that take place in our lives all the time. Things come upon us that were unexpected. We can't control the circumstances that come into our world. However, we can control our reaction. Jack Canfield put it like this. He wrote it as an equation. E plus R equals O. Events plus response equals outcomes. Now, we may not be able to control the events in our lives, but we control our response, which in turn controls the outcome. Now, our response, how often are we responding, or are we doing habitual patterns of reacting? Just reacting. I make that noise, you jump. That's a reaction. But a response takes time, and what we have to do is learn to breathe. Take advantage of the gift, this gift that has given us, this free air that we breathe every day. But to take a moment just to be conscious of our breath, to be grateful of our breath, because once we're grateful for something, we've automatically raised our vibration to a place where we are calm, because we cannot hold a negative emotion and a positive emotion at the same time. You can only hold one. And this gratitude will give you a space of such joy and peace. When something has happened, I find something to be grateful for within a split second. I can breathe and be grateful for this air that I'm breathing for a split second. And then I can respond to a situation in the fashion that I choose, as opposed to just a knee-jerk reaction. We are potential becoming aware of itself. How about that? There are millions of possibilities for our lives. There are millions of possibilities. However, we are only living the lives, again, that we've given ourselves permission to live. There are possibilities that we have not thought of. However, because we have focused on one way, say our jobs, for example. We work on the one job. We're fearful about how the employer is going to act the day we get to work. We're concerned about this as being our only means of income, but we need more. But there never seems to be more. And so, but we're looking at that as the only source of our income. When indeed, there are thousands of possibilities available for us. If we will only open up our mind, if we will only go within and connect with our source within, because we have an unlimited supply. You see, there is no lack in this world, but there is a belief in lack. There is not enough of the abundance consciousness to recognize that the very power of the universe is always acting and conspiring for our highest and greatest good. Einstein said it this way. He says that if our biggest decision that one can make is to determine whether this universe is supporting, loving, and giving, or is it hostile? Is it working against us? Is it punishing us? Traditional belief systems have taught us that God is a punishing God. When I say we're punished by our sins, our seemingly insignificant decisions. We make these seemingly insignificant decisions daily, and they add up. And suddenly we wake up and we find that we are someone that we did not intend to be. After making significantly insignificant decisions, we wake up and find out that we are not living the life that we dreamt of as children. Someone told us that we couldn't, and we believed it. Someone told us that we can't, and we took that for granted. We are suffering from what I like to say spiritual amnesia. And And I'm here today to bring your awareness, to awaken you, to realize that you are something magnificent. We are living possibility. And how about this? Our imagination is power. When I was a kid sitting in class, I'd be staring out the window daydreaming. And my teacher says, Anthony, call me a dullard. Yeah. I think you kind of get away with that back then. Call me a dullard, because I'm imagining. And I got to tell you the truth. At 23 years old, I found myself buying comic books, trying to stir up my ability to imagine again, because it had been taken from me. I had lost. I'm using this powerful gift. You know, Disney pays a lot of money for imagination. You know, this country, everything, these chairs that are supporting our bodies right now is a figment of someone's imagination. The clothes we're wearing right now, the mics I'm talking about, it's all imagination. This is all, and this imagination is the quiet time where we are tapped into the very source of all that is. Unencumbered thought. To dream. You heard the song, to dream the impossible dream. But there is no dream impossible. And then when something happens in our lives because we do not expect it, we call that a miracle, right? But there are no miracles in an orderly universe. This is an orderly universe that we live in, and if we operate within the tools, within the laws, within the principles that are placed on this planet, gravity, for example, doesn't care who jumps off the chair, who jumps off this building, you're going to come down. It doesn't care. It doesn't care whether you're Protestant, whether you're Baptist, whether you're Jewish, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're green or yellow. It doesn't matter. And it's not the coming down that's really an issue, it's the sudden stop. But once you come to terms and understand that it's just always working, then we learn how to operate within the laws and how to operate the laws where they best benefit us, right? Self-talk. This endless conversation that's taking place in our heads every single day. I can't. No, you can't. I can't. I want to. No, you don't. I don't want to. Decisions again, right? Now, this self-talk creates our beliefs. And what is a belief? Anybody? Can anyone tell me? No one can tell me in unity what a belief. I will help you out. A belief is a thought. It's only a thought. It's a thought that we've thought long enough that we've accepted it as a truth and it's become our reality. Again, we're reality creating machines here. We're creating these thoughts. We create them, we live by them, we make them our rule, and we say, this is true. I thought this is my truth. How long did we think that the earth was flat? We can change our truth anytime we want to, and that's why we're here in Unity. Because Unity gives us the opportunity and the freedom. It doesn't say it's like this. It gives us the freedom to learn, to study. And as the speaker last week shared with us, she says, I'm a lifelong learner. You know, I'm on this program next month to speak at the Breakers Conference. And this is a huge conference in West Palm Beach on behavioral health. And they put me on the program, and all these other people have all these letters after their names. You know, I'm like, what does that mean? You know? And then it's just Anthony James. I said, I should have put lifelong learner on it. Because when I go to speak with them, see, that tells me where they stopped. You see, I've got this. I know it. I've stopped here because I've got these letters behind my name. But Anthony, I'm going to show you what I learned today, up till now. And next time you call me back, I'm going to show you what I learned after that. You see what I'm saying? So this is a growing life experience, us being on this planet and learning this idea of being a deliberate creator. Meaning that we can deliberately create the experience that we want. And someone says, well, you're living in a fantasy, but my fantasy is kind of sexy. Because it's better than living in a whole humdrum experience. You see, how about this? Your self-talk can build you up and tear you down. It controls 95% of your emotion. How about that? How about that? And how many of us are listening to our self-talk based upon something that we've learned or we've been holding on to since childhood that no longer serves us? No longer serves us. And we're still beating ourselves down. How about someone who told us something about ourselves that's in the grave, and we're still hearing their voice in our heads? And limiting our opportunity to live the life that we're capable of living because of what that person who's no longer with us is saying in your head. You're playing this tape over and over again. Let me share with you my idea. My idea is I'm delicious. I live in a state of deliciousness, you see. I have created, it's when I say delicious, it's mouth-watering, it's flavorful, it's decadent, I can't tell you what it is, but you can tell how it makes me feel, right? Well, what I'm trying to tell you is that people ask us daily, how are you doing? I'm delicious. I ask them, they say, I'm all right. Not bad. I'm okay. And it's a struggle out here. The rappers say it's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder what's keeping me from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. You see? But I have created this space of deliciousness in me, okay? And so when I say I'm delicious, people ask me that hundreds of times a day, and I'm delicious, and that has become my reality, you see? It has become my belief system. It has become my vibrational space. It is my climate control. So when the crap comes my way, it just bounces off my chest like Superman bullets bouncing on Superman's chest because I live in a state of deliciousness. Now, here's the idea. Now that when I say I'm delicious, it lifts my vibration. And so I express that all in my aura. So when I step in a room, I'm sucking all the air out the room because everybody can't, what is this thing? Because they feel this juice, they feel this fire, they feel this electricity, and I'm here to fill you with it today. I'm here to make you understand that turn up the pilot light. To light up your stove so that you're cooking. You don't have to live on my fire, you have your own. But why don't we use it? Because we've lost our awareness of it. We're living in spiritual amnesia because we have been inundated with so much negative information, so much other information that's telling us how we be. We're comparing ourselves to others. So the way we feel about ourselves is based on, I'm not sure, I'm not quite a swing and trim as this young man, so I can struggle with that. Rather than living.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. See, I have a choice, and that's my, I'll give you another one. I have this brown outfit. I mean, it's chocolate brown. It's absolutely beautiful. But I was wearing it to work one day, and something came to my mind and says, you look like a turd. So I immediately shift that, right? I'm a sweet piece of chocolate. I'm delicious. Yes! You see what I'm saying? But that's my choice, and those are the choices that are before us each and every single day. Which ones do we choose? So, if you're asked how you're doing hundreds of times a day, and you say, oh, I'm tired. I'm bothered. My arthritis. and guess what? The ego of your friend will say, well, I've had that arthritis too. And guess what? And I've had mine all week. You know what I'm saying? You only had yours a couple of days, but I've had mine all week. You know what I'm saying? So that ego of ours, what will it do? It wants to be the best or to be perfectly happy being the worst. You see what I'm saying? But it does keep us separate. So, but if we get in touch with our authentic self, the part of us that, you see what, there's my daily word. Daily word last week had this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful statement I want to just share with you. It said that God is in you as the ocean is in a wave. The wave is nothing more or less than the ocean expressing as the wave. What are you? God is attempting to express itself in you, through you, as you, every single day, if you will give it permission. Won't do it. Will not go over your will. But if you accept it as so, to walk in that truth, I'm bringing it to your awareness. It's up to you to accept it. But not only accept it, but then to act in it, to walk with that swag, as I walk in this swag of deliciousness, you see. So, and every time, how about this? The great I am, the word I am. That's what they said back when Moses discovered the burning bush unconsumed by the flame. Says, who should I say sent me? He says, I am that I am. I am that I am. being the name of God. We're using I am, our God's Spirit, every day to say, I am broke, I am tired, I am hungry, I am so sick of this, I'm so sick of that. We are not walking within our power. And whose fault is it? How about this? It all begins with me. How can you do that? Take your finger, guys. Take your finger. Everyone says, my happiness and my health begins with me. Let's do it again. My happiness and my health begins with me. Not outside of you, not in the sky, but in you. Let's bring this other point home. Media. How many of you have your cell phone by bed? Really? Only a few? Oh, I congratulate you. Yes. But phone by the bed. First thing you do when you wake up, grab the phone, right? You know, I do. First of all, it's tell time. The phone is my brain. So it's my brain in my hand. I'm walking around with it every day, right? So, tell the time to see if I have any messages. Facebook, then email. But anyway, the bottom line is this. We are inundated with information every single day of our lives. Via TV, via the music we listen to, the computer we're listening to, and we get these images about what's pretty and what isn't. When we don't look like that, then what? You know, if your eyes are not blue enough, I can give you contacts. I can sell you contacts. If yours aren't brown enough, I can give you green contacts. I can hook you up. I can cook these up for you. I can give you more of these. I can pump your lips. Whatever you need, we got this because we sell this. We will sell you the Baconator on Wendy's, and then we'll give you limousine so you don't gain weight. And we're inundated with these images on a regular basis, whereas when are we being our authentic selves? When are we going within, and instead of allowing all the external effluvia to come into our consciousness, it causes us to feel some kind of way, sideways, rather than going within and saying, this is me. I am delicious. I am living in my deliciousness, and I'm going to walk in that swag, and I'm going to infect everyone that I can touch because my attitude is so delicious, it is worth catching. How about this? It's time that we awaken from the stupor. It is an induced trance that we're walking around because we have not spent enough time within. I like for all you to do this. Take your pinky, stick it in your belly button. In your belly button. And raise your thumb up, kind of like what I'm doing here. I'm demonstrating, okay? This is your core. Where your belly button is where your navel, where your umbilical cord was connected to your mom, where you got your nourishment. It is the core of your being. It is your solar plex, where they call it the third brain, in fact, because it has so many nerve endings. And how about the idea that when you meet someone and you have this weird feeling in your gut, and you say, I got a gut feeling about that person. And when you get excited, you have these butterflies in this space. You see, when they tell you to work out, they say work out and strengthen your core. This is your God center. This God thing is in and around us. But when we speak in this space, we tap into the genius of God that is available to all of us at all given times. However, we do not practice it. And without perfect practice, we cannot do things perfectly. But what I suggest today is that you start spending time in this space where your power is. Strengthen your core. Work from your God center. Trust the thought that this is real and this is live in me. And I am waking from the stupor of this spiritual amnesia and recognizing that the Spirit of God is working in me, through me, as I accept it and give it permission to do so. We're talking about shifting our habitual patterns of thinking. We generally think three-dimensionally. We think a thought, we have self-talk, and we see pictures. Now, the pictures that we don't like about ourselves, we can shift them to start creating pictures that we want. If we're trying to break a habit of sorts, what do we need to do? We need to replace that habit. We need to replace the picture of us doing what we're doing. So if we replace the picture in our minds of ourselves, which will change the way we think about ourselves, which can change the way we feel about ourselves, we get action. Because, see, emotion is energy in motion. And so as we think, we feel. As we feel, we vibrate. As we vibrate, we attract into our experience. What is it that we want? Let us go there. We spend a great deal of time thinking about things we don't want and why we don't want it. If we want money, we're thinking about the absence of money as opposed to what it'll be like when I get money. It's just a small shift. But it's up to us to make that decision, to make that call. We are reality-producing machines. How about this? Create conversations of power. How about that? I am powerful. I am loving. Use of affirmations. How about this one? Money comes to me from multiple sources and increasing amounts on a continuous basis. Not just the job. I'll say it again slowly. Money comes to me from multiple sources in increasing amounts on a continuous basis. That sounds sexy to me. I don't know about y'all. How about I am happy, I am healthy, I'm wealthy, I'm wise? How about every day in every way I'm getting better and better? I said, oh, I'm sick, though. I don't feel good. I'm not myself. It's our choice. It's our choice. How about accepting the great I am and accepting how great I am? Accept the great I am in you and live within your greatness. Exercise your power. Take it back from the world and work it. Bring you to the world. Live from the inside out. That's our choice. It's our power. It's about creating these practice. Thank you so much.
Our thoughts are great, and we are always thinking. Our thoughts are great. Take charge of what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a place of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. For all our thoughts, they're truly prayers. Our words are praise. Be careful what you're saying. Our thoughts are praise. Careful what you're saying. Seek a state of blissfulness. I call it a place of deliciousness. And know that God is always there. For every thought becomes a parade. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. the sound that saved all of the rest are like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. I'd like for you to close your eyes with me and drink deeply of the breath of God. Let it fill our lungs fully, fill our diaphragms, fill our soul space. And realize that it is the love of God in which we're breathing in which we move, in which we have our being. Know that our thoughts are prayers, and know that all is well. This amazing grace, the love of the universe in which it has and shares with us on a continuous, even when we're not even aware. For us to make a conscious decision to embrace this love, embrace this unmerited favor, and operate from this space, knowing that there anything I decide, anything I choose, I can live it in my experience. I can create this experience in my mind. I can feel it in my heart. And no one knows the difference, but I feel this greatness and this good that is mine to live. I want you to take this into the silence with me, knowing that you are loved unconditionally. And all that you desire is already yours. Drink deeply in that thought. All that you desire is already yours. This that you are holding, you feel inside, this energy of knowing that is already yours. As you bring your attention back to the room, bring this emotion and feeling with you so that you walk in this space daily. For you are the Spirit of God on this planet, in this existence. Live and love.